All right, class is officially in session. Welcome to Embalming 101, straight from the embalming lab at the Pittsburgh Institute of Mortuary Science. This place is basically Hogwarts for morticians. Instead of wands, we've got scalpels. Instead of defense against the dark arts, we've got preservation against the dark spots. And me, I'm your mortician professor for the day. So hop on the magic school bus, buckle up, and let's take a morbid little field trip into the world of embalming. Cue the intro. Quick disclaimer. This is Rescue Randy. This is a life-size mannequin. They use this here at the mortuary school to help students learn how to go on house calls, death scenes. They stage different scenarios with Rescue Randy. So this is just to tell YouTube, this is not a real person. Can you hear that? He's made of some sort of plastic, and he's great. And I know he looks pretty real. They've got him dressed and everything, but he is not. So he is a willing participant in today's What is Embalming video. What even is embalming? Embalming is the process of temporarily preserving, disinfecting, and presenting a human body after death. Think of it as hitting pause on decomposition, not delete. People imagine it's some secret spell that keeps bodies fresh forever, but spoiler alert, no potion in my kit can do that. Embalming just buys time for families to gather, grieve, and say goodbye. And history, we've been at this for ages. Egyptians were the OG embalmers. They used natron, salts, and oils like they were mixing potions in a cauldron. Fast forward to the Civil War, embalming let soldier bodies be shipped home instead of, decomposing on the battlefield. Fun fact, Abraham Lincoln was embalmed and sent on a national train tour. At each stop, he basically got a mortuary glow up so the public could see him. Tell me that doesn't sound like some dark arts roadshow. So why do morticians embalm? 3 big reasons. 1, preservation. Embalming slows down nature. If a funeral isn't tomorrow, or if the body's traveling, this is the spell that holds everything together. 2, sanitation. Myth-busting time. Embalming doesn't cure every disease or turn someone into a sterile specimen. It just keeps things safe for the living handling the body. And 3, presentation. This is where the art comes in. Embalming helps create what we call a memory picture. Families see their loved one looking at peace instead of, raw death. So yeah, embalming is part science lab, part glam squad, or if you prefer, potions, spells, and a little touch of cosmetic sorcery. Step 1 of embalming, we disinfect the body. Skin, hair, everything. It's giving them a really intense final spa day, minus the cucumber slices. This is disc spray. Do they still do that in mortuary school? Do they have you spray the whole body down? Okay, I remember.
Chemistry because it, so the soap deactivates the disc spray because it's an acid-base neutralization reaction. So we kind of harp on them to do the disc spray. Wait a few minutes and then go over there.
Okay. I remember when I went back and my preceptor was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, I'm disc spraying the body. He asked if the mortuary school had stock and dodge. Yes. He was like, "You're gonna spray that all over? I mean, that's a lot of disc spray." And I'm like,
No, every orifice.
Every orifice needs to get disinfected. Next up, we set the features. We close the eyes with these little plastic eye caps. Think of them like little tiny shields. These are the eye caps, and you can see the little spiky spikes on them. That's to keep the eyelids closed. And set the mouth using sutures or an injector. And I know they got one of those here. Well, they actually have 2 different kinds. I've never been able to show the 2 different kinds before. This is also a needle injector. They do the same job, just different styles. And no, we don't stitch lips shut with barbed wire like horror movies suggest we do. These are the mouth formers, so this is what goes inside your mouth. They help us keep your lips closed, but then they also help restore a natural appearance to your face. So for example, I'll have people, they'll come in and they'll say, "Oh, I forgot to bring you grandma's teeth." Well, that's okay because this is gonna help me restore that natural appearance without her teeth. So technically, I don't need her teeth. Could I still bury her with her teeth? Yes, we can still place that with her if that is what the family wants. There's no difference really, maybe style, color, preference. We brush everybody's teeth too? They brush everybody's teeth here at PIMS. I love that. The goal is natural, restful, and dignified. This is the magical closet of PPE. You have your face shields. You have a variety of different glasses. These are for your eye protection. You could even go full mad scientist. These are actually handy if you're dealing with, so cavity fluid is, how I mentioned, we have to inject fluid into the abdomen. If you spill cavity fluid, your eyes are gonna water. You might cry. I'll cry for you. I'll hold your hand and we'll cry together because you don't wanna spill that. These will help your eyeballs if that were to happen. So sometimes these are just kind of nice to throw on just in case. Gloves, different sizes, small, medium, large, extra large. They even have, I'm gonna show you. Different funeral homes go about PPE differently. I embalmed with a guy, he wore no PPE. He would just embalm in his suit. And then once the body was embalmed, he'd rip his gloves off. And he considered the body treated, so he didn't think he needed to wear gloves. And if you were wondering, he couldn't bend his fingers anymore. Yeah, the chemical had gotten to him. So you can wear full Unionol suits. It's got a zipper. I feel like this could be ASMR. Maybe not. They do have hair binders. You can put your hair up. Hair nets. Shoe covers, and face masks. And that is your PPE tour. This is their supply room. And I just wanted to show you because it is so organized in here. It would just be a shame not to show you. They have dry wash for getting stains out of clothing. They have sponges, shampoo, conditioner, because yes, we do give the deceased a bath and we wash their hair and their face and their teeth. Disinfectant spray. Vaseline is our friend because after we embalm, we don't want you to dehydrate, especially in your face. Mouth formers, sculpting tools. Never know when you're gonna need a zip tie. Ooh, we've even got wooden dowels. What do you think we use these for? I know. Kind of jealous of their supply closet. They've got everything. They've thought of everything. Even have skin seal. After we make an incision, we do suture it closed, but then it's handy to put a little glue on it and then a little cotton so it stays closed because we don't want anything to leak. We don't want to get grandma's dress that she had planned for her funeral dirty. So anything we can do to ensure we don't have leakage, the better. Now for the big spell, arterial embalming. We raise an artery, usually the carotid or the femoral, insert a cannula, and hook up the embalming machine to the cannula. The machine pumps fluid in while blood drains out. Cannula, embalming machine, and that just clicks in. Depending on the decedent that you are embalming, you might need a different size cannula because everybody has different size arteries. Somebody larger might require a larger cannula, larger artery, bigger person, bigger artery, or somebody small or a child might require a small, thin one because the arteries just aren't as developed or as large. The embalming fluid, that's our potion. It's water, formaldehyde, dyes, and humectants. It disinfects, preserves, and even restores color. Basically, it's polyjuice potion for your circulatory system. And this is our cauldron. Hogwarts references, yay. Avada Kedavra. I've always wanted to do that. Did you see Harry Potter? No? Okay, anyways. Next up, organs. We use this bad boy, the trocar. It's a hollow, sharp wand we insert into the thoracic abdominal cavities to remove gases and fluids, then replace them with concentrated chemicals. So this is a part of the process. Think of it as housekeeping charms, but way less glamorous. Yes, this is our elder wand, except instead of casting spells, well, it sucks. Literally. And as you can see, there's this long hose and it aspirates it away like magic. But we do need to pierce the organs. I know this looks pretty harsh, right? But the reason we need to do it is we need to get in there and remove the things that are going to decompose, replace them with chemicals to preserve them. Let's tackle some of the myths you've heard. Do we take the organs out? Nope, unless there's been an autopsy, but then the autopsy team's kind of already taken them out for us and then we have to treat them during the embalming. Do embalmed bodies last forever? Sorry, no. Even the best spell fades eventually. Sorry, Randy. Do you pump them full until they balloon? No, wrong. We don't make balloon animals. We're doing embalming, science and preservation. At the end of the day, embalming isn't about tricking anyone or pretending death didn't happen. It's about time. Time for families to gather. Time for for friends to travel and time to grieve. And it's about dignity, restoring someone so their last impression is one of peace, not shock. That's the real magic of embalming. And that, my friends, was your crash course in embalming. Equal parts science, glam squad, and a sprinkle of spooky sparkle. I'm gonna call it spooky sparkle. You officially survived day 1 at Mortician Hogwarts. And honestly, I'm impressed. A++ for you. I'm Lauren the Mortician, your professor, on this little magic school bus ride through death. If you're morbidly curious and want more creepy field trips, educational tours, don't forget to like this video, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss any new adventures. Because remember, death always finds a way. And I'll see you next time. No mango kisses this time because I couldn't bring her, so you're gonna have to just suffice with Randy kisses. I guess you really can't get Randy kisses because that's not gonna work. So you just get a tap, a nice, I'll rub his head for good luck. There you go. Thanks, Randy, for your help. Bye.